Well, back at it today, Sunday. Um, I got a few things done yesterday, not a lot, but figured I'd show y'all the truck. I don't think I really showed it off yet too much. I think maybe I showed it a little bit um, before I started working on the dump truck, but I'm going to show you the whole truck and kind of go through it a little bit here. So it's a 1999 uh, SC, which means strip chassis. So International only built the chassis, engine, transmission, frame, etc. They didn't build the body. The body's I think it's a Gremlin body. It was a FedEx truck. It came all the way back here, and then it had a drop down, and it extended for the step down. So the frame doesn't go all the way to the step down. It's like 4 foot past there. It's all just aluminum. And actually, you'd be surprised how kind of backwoods it's made to be a DOT approved professional thing. Some of the cuts on this stuff is like hacksaw 3-year-old freaking torch cuts. It's kind of crazy how Gremlin just kind of cuts and hacks stuff. But anyways, so we took this back off. We took all the rivets out and took this whole back off, cut it down, and then reinstalled it. And then this opening here would have been where the door went. There's like a garage door, overhead door. And so these panels were pieces off of the side. So we just put them back in here, put them in there. And that's why there's so many bolts. These bolts are really doing nothing but plugging holes. Because I didn't have the resource, the time, or the money to go and buy another piece of aluminum, and I had that anyway, so, and that worked, so whatever. The fuel tank that was on here was like a 65 or 75 gallon tank. It was quite a bit shorter, so you can see where that is, and this is where the hole where the spout would have been. So that tank is sitting in the same braces that the other one was in. So you can see it's quite a bit longer. These are 75 gallon tanks. So that other one was 65, I think. These are 75. I have 2 of them on here. I got both of them off of school buses. So yeah, that one over there I had to cut the neck off of and weld it onto the other side because it was like this one on this side. So I had to do that. Got a gooseneck hitch on here. So this angle here is on here for the bed, or excuse me, for the cab. And so I just left it on here all the way. I bolted my gooseneck to that. And these lights are just temporary. This is temporary. My plan is to have this piece go all the way to the edge of the tire, and then kind of from the frame here, kind of come down at some kind of a nice little angle or something, and then have my fender, an aluminum fender, tie into that, and then go all the way over, be a full fender, and come down, down in here, a few feet off like a foot or two off of the ground. And I plan on putting a deck plate on it and a toolbox in here. And the pallet is there because when I first put that transmission in, I didn't have an air pump. And so just proof of concept and to get going, I had a pancake air compressor with a generator sitting back here. I just needed something to haul some loads quick, so I just kind of had to fab it up. That's why this is kind of like this, because like I said, I just had to fab it up. And then my lights back here, or my lights are going to go in the back here. This is really unhandy having that up there, trying to hook up to a gooseneck. As you can imagine, you have to jack your trailer so high. But I plan on fixing that soon. The wheels are black, just the outside ones, because I got pulled over. Somebody called and said that my load was about to fall off the trailer or something, and it absolutely was not. It was leaning a little bit, but it was all right. Anyways, the cop pulled me over and was like, if DOT pulls you over, he's going to shut you down for having that spot rust on your wheels. And I'm like, what? Like, it was just little bitty spot rust. So I'm like, I'll fix that. I got some rattle cans at the house, so I came home and sprayed it. I mean, it's a small town, so, you know, that cop absolutely would have seen me again. So I just went ahead and just spray painted them when I got home that day. I have the inside. I put this seat here a little bit more comfortable. The fold down seat was really uncomfortable. But this is my wife and I both. She likes sitting in it, but we both hate it because it's kind of in the way here. Not so much for me, but so I took all the dash off and I had painted it. And then these little vents here. There's one there. There's one over there. Originally, I had a 7.3 valve cover setting here for my instrument cluster. Maybe I can put a picture in here of it. And this is a fuse box. You can buy this silicone stuff on the internet, and you can like you can form it or whatever, and it's like a putty, like kind of like Play-Doh, and then it hardens. And so I made this to go over that to keep those fuses protected. So I had my cigarette lighter in there, and then I can't remember exactly what all I had in there, but these are all the hoses for the boost pressure and fuel pressure and boost, fuel, and I can't remember what the other one was for the air cleaner resistance. So we've got a lot of stuff back here. We took a bunch of cab overs apart, so we've got a bunch of parts for those. And but yeah, so that's basically the bed up there. And then so I just cut these shelves down. I did a pretty good job here. I did a really crappy job here. But as you can kind of tell there, I just cut the shelf there, so that would have been back there, because these shelves obviously would have went all the way. Just folded it up for a little wall. I got a window out of a bus there. That come out of a Ford Super Duty, or Ford OBS, that light. And then the fan came out of a bus probably, I think. Got me a little coat rack there, or, clothes rack. And because, I went over the road with this for a little bit. And then over here, I have a sink, and the drain just goes down. It's just great water. Just wash your hands, wash the dishes, or whatever. I bought this little cooker here. Worked really good. I got to do a little bit better job with that. They make a stove top that actually would fit just right in between the sink and over here. I've looked at the dimensions on it on the internet, so I'm thinking about buying that. That would be more permanent. This thing freaking rattles around, and the top is down there. I purchased that when I was up in the oil field with it. I have some wires running in here to control all this, and then back here I have a fuse box here for the trailer lights, and then this box down here. So on semis and some medium duties, you have a 4-wire left, right, stop, and turn, run. And on like pickups, automotives, you have 3 wires. So you have your brake and your turn lights are the same wire, and then you have your run light. So this converts from the truck being 4 to the trailer being 3. And so all that's fused. All of it's fused. Actually, these lights back here are fused separate from the ones in the front, just because that's how I done it. And then the lights going to the trailer are fused separate. So if I blow a fuse on the trailer, I won't blow a fuse on the truck, because this was not wired for a trailer. So I've got that. This is not wired in yet. This is just a positive for any auxiliary stuff I'm going to do back here. I'm going to actually take that out and run it here, run a positive. I can run a positive from here and go down into here, and I can fuse, cigarette lighter and run auxiliary lights or whatever, house lights, stuff like that. So, and then that bulkhead goes down for the trailer, as well as for the, I've got, let's see, it goes down for the trailer and something else. Maybe just the trailer. I can't remember. Anyways, it's been a while since I've done it, but I've got a light up in there, and then there's one there. These are factory, so this would have actually been one that way. So that one right there would have been this. So this would have been over there. And then this one right here would have been further back in the truck. And that was already in there. And I can actually control those from up here. I can actually control those from up here because that's how they had it set up. And I also can control it from up here. I have a toggle switch right there. Right there. You can see there. So that when I get in bed, I can turn it off. I plan on putting a cigarette lighter up there to charge my phone. A little power plant up there. And, but yeah, this board here is for like a little office for over here. It's a little desk. I had taken it down or whatever, but that's what it's for. My plan is to box all this in, frame it all in, and insulate. And because it's not have no insulation in it. But yeah, that's kind of the overview of it. And I have to rework this dash. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that because I have to do a totally different instrument cluster because this is electronic, a mechanical motor. The motor that was in it was electronic.